what's up you guys, Aftershow Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Legacies. This is Season 4, Episode 15. So, yeah, let's go over the comments from last week. Or was it last week? Probably. I don't know. Cue all the comments telling you that the guy who played Ken is married to Aurora in real life. Yes, I read this last week when you actually posted it, and since then, we've uploaded the episode to YouTube, and quite a few people have said that, so you were the first, just so you know. It's interesting because they're both Australian as well, so I believe they were both on Home and Away at the same time. I could be wrong though. Edited, and then nobody commented that but me. Well, no, people did, just on YouTube. I feel like I would be more concerned about them not knowing that Lizzie is part of a blood pact with Aurora, and if she betrays her, then she dies if we already didn't know that she could get out of it with a loophole, because their plan to save her could be what gets her killed. Yeah. I always hated that we never got modern day Rebecca and Aurora in the originals. Aurora never had a problem with Rebecca. She never cared about being desired. I feel like Lizzie and Aurora relationship is what I pictured Rebecca and Aurora relationship would be. Well, I mean, Rebecca was the one that sired her. But in saying that, I don't remember. Was it Klaus that compelled all three of them to think that they were the originals? Or did Rebecca compel Aurora, Elijah compel, I don't remember what her name was, and then Klaus compel either Tristan or whatever. Like, was Rebecca part of the whole compelling them to think that they were those people? Because she'd probably have an issue with her. So I love that the Aurora and Lizzie partnership. It's something I never knew I needed. It's honestly my favorite thing about the season. I'm really conflicted about it because she's still the reason that Cammy died, and I am not letting that go. It's rude that, you know, Hope doesn't get to know the person that changed her dad. It's rude. Even if Salvatore wiped people's memories, all pictures, stories, and objects of said person would still exist. That's why there's still a picture of Hope and Freya in New Orleans. That's true. Despite Hope jumping into Salvatore, or how there were research of dragons, unicorns, gargoyles, the necromancer, etc., but the memory that they ever existed was gone. So drawings and stories of Prometheus would still exist to tell throughout the years, despite him being consumed by Salvatore. It's interesting. I completely forgot about that, so thank you. But it is interesting that, like, Salvatore is just, I don't know. Did someone talk about this here? Maybe it was in the YouTube comment section, but someone was mentioning, like, how strong Salvatore is. Like, Salvatore really, like, makes the gods seem like they're powerless. Let me see if I can find the comment on YouTube. I don't always read YouTube comments in the Patreon section. So for those of you on YouTube, if you wanna talk, usually I read the comments on Patreon. I'm just saying. You don't know. Anyways, where is it? Every now and then someone leaves a comment that I feel like I need to talk about regardless. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where someone said this. I don't know. But basically, it's just like Malivore really makes the gods look really weak. Like, think about it. He's just able to consume a god. In this case, a demigod, but still. Lizzie grabbed Jen and hurt and weakened her back when we first met Jen, so it can be done. Yeah, but also wasn't she just playing dumb? I don't know. It felt like she was playing dumb to me. I don't know. Resolve the fucking limbo stuff already. Also, for a franchise that built itself on doppelgangers, that hope scenes look really bad. I agree! What the hell? This is just too much. Like, I remember last season when we got, like, Landon came back after, like, an episode, but it wasn't really Landon, as we know, but I remember complaining about the fact that he was gone for, like, an episode. And, like, Bonnie was gone for, like, 16 episodes, and then we got her back, and all that kind of stuff. But, like, I didn't mean for it to be this long. And I guess it hasn't been 16 episodes, but it's such a drag. I'm not gonna lie, it's such a drag. Does anybody like Limbo stuff? Genuinely, really. Do you like what they're doing in Limbo? How did they get kidnapped in Limbo? What the fuck? Why are we treating Limbo like it's real? Like it's another prison world? I don't understand. I don't understand. Fuck Ethan. I want him dead. You and me both. I also just cannot take this show seriously anymore. I miss the originals. I even miss the fucking Nazi vamps in season 5. Season 5 was alright. I cannot believe this show has made me miss Haley's murderers and the stupid Holo. God, in hindsight, they should have ended the the originals with season 4. Bah, sorry, I'm so grumpy. This season started promising, but it's just driven off a cliff again. I figured as much. Aurora has exhausted her goodwill from me. I don't like her and Lizzie are lying. Somebody needs to end Aurora before the season is up. I want her to be Hope, but with our luck, Aurora will just end up back under another sheet. Fuck, this show annoys me. And it started so limiting with season 1 and season 2 and then season 3 just drove it off a cliff. You know, they'll probably end up fucking having Aurora just stick around, to be honest. They don't, I don't know. I've been saying this for a long time. They're too scared to try something with the characters that they haven't before. Sorry for the rant, I have venting issues. No, fair. If you're mad about something, tell me about it. Prometheus, Hephaestus, and Zeus reduced to Ben, Jen, and Ken. Why? I don't know. Like, what a dumb decision. Like, why? Yeah, you're right. Like, why? Are you just, like, are you just worried about, like, people having to be like, oh, Prometheus said this, or Hephaestus said this, or, like, are you afraid that people aren't going to pronounce them properly? People aren't going to take you seriously? You're calling them Ben, Jen, and Ken. What the why? Like, I don't understand. Like, I really, 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 really want to know why. And you know what? The answer is probably just because, you know, they're probably just having a laugh about it. It's probably a joke, a running joke that they have. But it, as your next thing says, do they think it detracts from the seriousness of vampires playing superhero? I don't know. Like, it's almost like they don't want to commit to, like, such a, like, I don't know, like, it's like, okay, the best way that I can explain this is Smallville, okay? So it's like on Smallville, right, how they had, like, costumed heroes, but they thought it was too goofy or dorky to actually have them in costumes, so they just had them in, like, leather jackets in the correct color, like, or the original X-Men movies, how, you know, X-Men in the comics are supposed to have, like, really yellow costumes, but they thought that would look too goofy, so they put them in black leather. You know, it's almost like they can't commit to an idea, and instead they're like, oh yeah, it is this person, but we're just going to change their name because Prometheus is a weird name. Coming from a TV show that has a character, in universe called Niklaus. It's the same thing with, when they did, like, when they brought in Ketsia, and they're like, I want my name to be Tessa now. Why? I mean, if you've had a name your whole life, why would you be anything other than, like, Zeus, for example, right? Zeus is an all-powerful, like, god. Like, he is in charge. Why would he change his name to Ken? This infuriates me. Like, why? Why are you named Ken? Why would someone who is very, what's the word? Like, confident, self-assured, like, the embodiment of being in charge, a king, you know? A god. Be like, I don't like the name Zeus anymore. I'm gonna go by Ken. There was also something else that was, that I found online, I think, or someone said, or I don't know. But basically, they've already, like, so so let me get this straight with these gods. They are all from the same, like, so they said that Jen was Hephaestus, right? But she's also Vulcan. So Vulcan is like Roman, right? I don't know. But like, so that means that there are only one set of gods, right? But they're from different, like, each place in the world believes in a certain type of god, but it is actually them. They just have multiple names. Wow, that took me so long to get to the end of that sentence. Okay. But we've also already had some gods be introduced into the show. Did you know this? We had Eros and Cupid, I believe their names were, in season 2. They were, I believe they said that they were gods. Are they related to Zeus? And then I believe in the Vampire Diaries, Cade was the devil. I don't know. Just think about that when we get into the episode. It's kind of funny that the electric inhuman Lincoln is now the god who wields lightning as his weapon. Yeah. I love that they don't even say that his name is Zeus. They just call him Ken immediately, and we're just supposed to be like, oh yeah, that's Zeus. Yeah, you really opened Pandora's box when you edited all that crazy stuff in your Once Upon a Time edits. I've upped my game now. I've done some stupid stuff before, but then I realized it wasn't doing enough. Added now. Okay, this episode was boring as fuck. I didn't add shit to the edit this time. I just wanted to get it over with. Yeah, what was up with the last episode? What a shit episode. I'm sorry. But it was really bad. It was like... Here's the problem with that, okay? They were like... They were playing a game, okay? But real life isn't a game. There are outside circumstances that you might not ever come to think of. Like, in this fight against Zeus, like, he might all of a sudden have bring out someone that you don't even know about. Like, there are outside circumstances that you can't account for in, like, a fucking weird, I don't know, probability shit. Like, what if it's raining that day? Just saying. Everything would be slippery. And, you know, electricity, water. Like, there's all these different things that could, like, attribute to a different, like, like, how do you have, like, an episode about basically chess and, like, the probability and things and movements and... Also, just saying, like, why would... They really boiled it down to, like, simplicity. Like, in the sense that MG is killed in this game, and that turns Lizzie to her side. To their side. But that doesn't make any sense because of what Lizzie's plan is anyways. Lizzie's plan is to wake up the god of time and rewind it anyways. So she'll be able to undo that anyways. So many issues with this season, though. Well, this whole story arc, I suppose. Way to go, Hope. It's about time someone destroyed that therapy box plot device. Added later. God damn it, Wesley! Why'd you have to fix that damn thing? Because they have to have fun episodes where they dress up for some reason. Yay, season 1 Wesley, Wyndham Price is back in the house. Let's go! Yeah, look, the disappointing part, I discussed this, I think yesterday. The problem with it is the fact that I'm attributing my love for, like, Alexis Denisov because of his character in the Buffyverse. So, like, I love him, but he's not the same character. The whole reason I love him is because of his progression from where he starts and where he ends. And I love that, but that's just not what we're getting here, and I'm getting frustrated. Oh my god. Who wanted this guy to return? Can one of your powers be moving in with your mum in a city far, far away and never come back? That'd be the coolest power that you have. Yeah, it really looks like they're running out of budget for the visual effects. Hope standing next to Hope looks all kind of fuck up. Added later, the lighting on Hope 2.0 doesn't even match the room. And let me tell you, it's not actually that difficult to, you know, do light matching. How do you go from the Vampire Diaries, which was like 10 years ago, have better doppelganger shit? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Ben, Jen, and now we have Ken. Yeah, we joked about this. Boy, the writing department is really sieving on the job, aren't they? I'm calling it now. Next up, we'll have Chrono show up. He'll be played by some Scandinavian-looking mother trucker, and he'll go vice Sven. Yeah. Yeah, this board game thingy is really boring. They're fighting with each other without showing any action. They're really cheaping out on several fronts now. Did they really need the budget for something special? I don't know. Sure, let's walk out the front door to have a conversation about Lizzie. It would have been more believable if Rick was in his office talking to Wesley and his office window was open or something. This setting is kind of odd. Yeah, it was very weirdly convenient that, like, Lizzie is out front of the school and then all of a sudden they have a conversation about her when she's around. Like, That's so unbelievably convenient that it was really jarring. Also, her whole reason for wanting Kronos is out the window now, so I don't know. I'm sorry, am I seeing shit? Did the limbos just get tossed in the back of a van like a bunch of kids in limbo? How does anything make sense? I don't have an answer for you. I wish I did. Writer's room. Shit. We're about a minute short of having a full episode. What do we do? Oh, I know. Let's insert some random conversation between Ben and Jed. They haven't spoken the entire episode. It'll seem really fluid to the rest of the episode. Plus points for including LGBTQ stuff. Am I right? Alright, Finch is in charge of the pack, right? Why wasn't she part of this epic chess bullshit? Because apparently Ethan needed to be part of it. I don't know, man. Anyways. This story arc is really frustrating me. If you can't tell. And I know I'm not alone. I'm still pissed that fucking Lizzie broke the Cyberbond so fucking easily. Ugh. Ugh. Anyways. Let's get into the episode. That's coming out of the wrong thing. Hello?
Several months later.
Sorry about that. So I'm a little bit confused about this. This is... Are we in New Orleans? Because this is in New Orleans. Yeah, you're in New Orleans.
Alright. Come on out, Mini-Me. Show yourself. Where are you? I'm not crazy. I just need to figure out what memory this is. Admittedly sounds crazy. Maybe I'm losing it.
It's okay, Hope. Everything that can be lost may also be found.
Yay! I'm glad you're showing up again.
Welcome home, little one. It's going to be good to have you back.
That was some veiled reference to my humanity. It's like I keep telling everybody, it's never coming back.
We'll see about that.
It's about fucking time! You let it go off and do shit and... What? You all of a sudden care again?
Dr. Saltz, what happened? What, was it a monster?
Yeah.
No, I think you just fell over.
Carpet monster.
Oh. That's what I get for trying to take a couple steps without my cane.
I don't want him to get his fully functioning
Hoping Operation
walking again.
Humanity's off to a better start.
Because
If you mean hoping,
I feel
put
like
into a spell
this is a consequence
against her
and we need to
will.
keep it.
She's out like a light, so it's going great. I guess we'll know how it ends once she wakes up. Maybe someone should stay with you, just in case you decide to try jogging again.
Don't worry about me. I'm having an old friend stop by. Thought I'd ask them for some advice.
Do I know this friend?
Go on now.
I'd like to wake up from this nightmare.
That's odd. A moment ago you thought it was a memory.
Oh, I've had a rough couple of days.
I know. Your headmaster told me.
I wasn't aware you two were on speaking terms. It's not like anyone from our family ever makes it to parent-teacher conferences.
You've been more absent than we'd like. There are reasons for that. Not the least of which is you threatening to murder us all the last time I saw you, but I'd still like to apologize.
Hope that wasn't your big swing. I don't need an apology.
Why'd you bring it up then? Your humanity is flickering. It's trying to return.
Should stop. So should you.
This is not a nightmare. Or a memory, or a head dive, if that's what you're thinking.
Then what the hell is it?
Are you
Besides
actually
and
in
stuff
New
for-
Orleans?
Astral projection. Vincent is anchoring the spell, so
Oh.
your body may be intangible. We are, in fact, in New Orleans, and everything that's happening here is very real.
Well, at least you can't try to hug me. Or stop me. I'm gonna go stare at a beignet.
You'll miss the show.
Oh, second line's a little early. I haven't killed you
Man,
yet.
I wish I
It's
missed the
actually long
originals.
overdue. It's for your father.
I miss Klaus.
His funeral is today.
You mean the anniversary of his death? I mean, his funeral would have happened a while ago.
I know you're going for nostalgia, but all I'm getting is the smell.
Then perhaps this will arouse your other senses.
Only if it's a beignet.
Something far less sweet, I'm afraid.
Is that urn supposed to be for my dad? It's a little on the nose, don't you think?
Do you?
Nice try. I'm not going to be sharing my feelings just because
Did
he
it
staged
float away?
this
How did you
sad
catch
attempt
the
at a
ashes?
cautionary tale.
I'm not sure I understand.
You know, my dead boyfriend showed me this movie once. The one where the little green guy tricks Luke Skywalker to go fight in the cave with Darth Vader.
I'm certain I don't understand.
He kills what he thinks is Darth Vader, but then he finds his own face beneath the mask. The whole thing was a setup to show him who he'd become if he went down the wrong path, just like his father.
For the last time, hope this is real, as are the remains in this urn. They belong to Niklaus.
My dad
Where's
doesn't know any
Elijah's?
remains. He and Elijah staked each other off of Jackson Square. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Carried off on the wind.
It's true. That's why it took so long to retrieve them.
Humpty Dumpty style, seriously. You really expect me to believe that you've been vamping all over town for the last 3 years, picking them up piece by piece? I know you're trying to get through to me, but even you have to admit that that sounds ridiculous.
And that's why we used magic.
Who's we?
Hey, beautiful.
Oh, there's two of them!
Under happier circumstances.
Where'd you go? Huh?
Is a god.
Where'd you
As
go?
docile as she may
You should
seem,
turn
she
into a
will surely
vampire,
crush
you just disappeared.
So, the far better plan would be to cut the key out of me and destroy it.
We can't. We need what it opens.
If you mean to use the key to raise my father,
Hell no. That guy sounds like a dick. But the god of time, assuming there is one.
oh, you two have really thought this through, haven't you?
Just tell us about the time god.
From what Jed has told me, you would know him as Kronos. Not a bad fellow as far as gods go. What do you seek from him?
To go back in time and fix all of the mistakes we've made. But you're probably gonna crap all over that plan too.
Not if you allow me to go back as well. To the time when my love, Ashur, was alive.
Jet not enough for you.
Going to extremes for the people we love is kind of our business model. So what do you say? Are we hiring?
This is where you grew up?
Yep. Part of me, at least.
That's mysterious. As is this person that we're meeting.
Her name is Mavis. May to her friends. She gotta earn that one. She's the woman who found me when I was in transition. I didn't think my family would be too cool with me being a vampire. Maybe I would have never given them the shot if it weren't for May.
Okay,
sounds
so
very
we're learning a bit
special.
more about his
Yeah, she is.
past.
How did she find you?
I don't know. May's got a gift. Most people around here think she's crazy for it. Hell, I used to. But I guess I'm less skeptical since I became a vampire.
Caleb, tell me how you turned.
That chapter of my story is not exactly first date material. And today's about you, Cleo, not me.
I'll accept that answer for now, but not forever.
Come on, man. 4 seasons in.
You must be Cleo. Get in here already. I made tea and that awful drink mix Caleb likes.
So this is an intervention. We probably should have had one in the family before now.
We're trying to be honest, Hope. You should do the same.
Okay, honestly, I understand why my dad used to dagger you all the time. Did you come here because you feel guilty? You are technically the one who killed me after all.
And then
was
left her.
trying to respect your wishes. And as much as I would have wished for anything else, I believed you were strong enough to handle it.
You're right. I am.
Sweetie. Being feared and being strong are two different things. When Rebecca told me that you threatened our family,
Don't tell me you weren't scared. Isn't that why you didn't bring the little rugrat with you?
what I was and am is sad. For you.
The Michelsons have done terrible things over the centuries. In that respect, we are very much the same. Where we differ is that we've all come to realize that no matter how powerful we are, our greatest strength is family.
Your father made us see that. I named my child after him for a reason, and the name he gave you has meaning too. Maybe you'll understand that if you ever choose to become a parent.
I don't get that choice. It was taken from me when I turned. When you helped me turn.
Oh, why would you think that?
Because vampires can't have families. And
Your
that's why
dad
you
did?
want the cure.
It's true. But as Freya rightly pointed out to me, your father had you. He was a hybrid. You are the tribrid.
You are literally Nick's blood, so it would seem just as possible for you to conceive like Haley did.
Stop. Just stop.
We mean to bring you hope, not hurt. But either is humanity.
Don't tell me you want him back. Not after you left him behind when you moved to that fancy boarding school. But if you do...
Oh my god!
I'm sure we could work something out.
You know, I was talking about how, like, they just wouldn't do this. Like, they wouldn't bring multiple people back at once.
And you can keep it.
When you found this and gave it back to me, I was in a pretty dark place, like you. This toy reminded me of a time when I wasn't. Still does.
Here's what I don't get about astral projection. How can I sit down next to you but not grab that toy?
Yeah, how do your feet touch the ground but not go through it, all right? It's rich
I've asked
stuff.
this question.
Best not to think about it.
You look silly in that suit.
Thanks. It's one of Elijah's old ones. And that is minus 1 point. 2 points if I count what you said about Percival.
I stopped giving myself points for doing good things and subtracting them from my mistakes a long time ago. Mostly because you told me to.
That's ironic, because I've been keeping them for you ever since that same talk. I wanted to prove to you how hard you were being on yourself. How much the good outweighs the bad.
Maybe back then. I made up for lost time lately.
I'd like us to do the same. Come back inside with me, Hope. Our family needs to lay Klaus to rest.
My father's never going to be at rest until he knows I'm going to be okay.
Which means you know you're not okay. And that's the first step.
What's the last step? I'd like to end this morbid family reunion.
Tell you what.
I don't. This is great.
And I'll give you 10 points.
I'm not a kid anymore.
Earn those 10 points. And Vincent will drop the spell that's keeping you here. Now, do we have a deal or not?
You're screwed. I don't know what you want me to do about it. You're
The
a
hell?
manifestation of my subconscious, so technically this is our problem. Well, that's not the way I see it, old man. Your daughter's a vampire, and if it were up to me, she'd be dead. If that were true, this school wouldn't exist.
Did DH him?
Even if a vampire hunter like you can't imagine founding it. Well, there's no going back now. You can hardly walk. My students are better in a fight than we ever were. But if I'm gonna lead them in a war against the gods, I need to make sure I've looked at every play on the table. That there isn't some ruthless angle that you see that I don't. There's nothing I can do. Your students will be wiped out. You will die. Which is probably for the best. Because they're monsters. And the only thing I relate to about you is the fact that you're still a drunk. Well, I needed to lower my inhibitions somehow. Make sure I was getting the whole truth out of you. So thank you. You've been more help than you know.
An odd choice.
Dude, I love horses.
How does she know?
Doesn't everyone?
Well, not my father. I used to have one when I was a kid, but he smote it because I'd spend more time riding it and taking care of it than making weapons for him. So I'd sneak down the mountaintop and visit the human stables to feed them apples.
Laying it on a bit thick, Lizzie.
How did you know I'd like monster trucks? That I'm obsessed with horses? What I'd feed them?
You're overdoing it a bit.
Lucky guess.
I only ever told one
It's a
person
bit. It's a bit
how I'd
much.
sneak away from my family, where I'd go, and what I'd do when I did. So where's Ben? Because it's pretty obvious you don't really want to be my friend.
You only told Ben?
Yes, it's true. The human body does only need one kidney to
But
survive.
you just told her. So, like, doesn't take much for you to open up.
I'm not exactly human. Now that the worst is over, please unchain me.
Darling, you must mistake me for someone who trusts you.
We had a deal.
You had a deal with Elizabeth, which I was opposed to.
You don't know what sarcophagus to open without me.
One problem at a time, my dear demigod. I suppose I should kill you now. Make certain you don't follow me.
That won't slow me down for long.
No. Killing you would somewhat hamper my personal journey from villain to savior. Quite like Elizabeth. She always wants to be the one who makes the decisions. When that decision involves using the boon of a god for anything, who knows what she'll do.
The only one who can grant a boon is my father. Aurora, please, I really need you not to do this.
Then I suppose you'll just have to trust me.
We were hoping you'd come back.
Well, I will be staying for dinner. Marcel told me that Vincent would lift a spell if I just came to say goodbye.
Did he now?
Don't look at me like that, baby. You're the one that was foolish enough to marry me.
Didn't we already do this? The night my father died. Who is the extra plate for? Elijah?
Oh, come on, that was funny. I'm not sure you'll think so when you find out just how close to right you are.
Looks like I'm just in time.
More like late. I'm tired of turning around and not being surprised.
Oh god.
Then don't bother.
How? How did they
I'll
get so
happily
many
come
people?
to my favorite niece, because we need your help.
With what, Uncle Cole?
The family's trying to decide where to spread your father's ashes. And you know what Michaelsons are like, always bickering. The only solution we could agree upon is leave it up to you.
Fine, have it your way. That garbage can right over there looks perfect to me.
Damn. That's
Yikes.
minus 10 points.
I don't care about the game you're all playing. Why is this up to me?
Because what Cole said is true. We don't know what to do without you.
You know, as many spats as Klaus and I had over the centuries, he would have wanted it this way.
Well, I don't.
Then why are you still here?
Because Vincent's holding me hostage with this stupid astral projection spell.
I knew you were the man for me.
Vincent is anchoring this spell to New Orleans, yes. But you could have left any time you wanted.
Well, then why haven't I?
Because you obviously don't want to. Not all of you, at least.
Stop trying to appeal to my humanity. That bitch is gone.
But you have been seeing her.
Perhaps if you answer our question earnestly, you will appease the angels of your better nature.
Well, if that's what it takes to get away from all of you. He saw the entire world and chose to make New Orleans his home. But it was Mystic Falls before that. And he built a school for me, so I'd have one too. So, if it were up to the person that I used to be, I'd want him with me, so that I could find the perfect spot. That way he could always be near. In the trees or in the breeze.
So it shall be. You know, Davina was gutted she couldn't come. So perhaps we could pay a visit.
It would give all of us an excuse to visit more. We love you, Hope.
Always.
And forever.
And forever.
Didn't work. I'm still here. I don't know about that. Because now I'm here too.
I'm not nearly crying, you are.
Which one are you in, Ken?
It's so
Give me a
nice
sign.
to see them.
Mount Olympus.
Did you tell Ben about the boon?
Sorry, wrong number.
What about Jet, my dude? How did taking your hand off get you free? Oh.
If you've come to give me a lecture, save it. I've had enough of them today. I didn't come to talk. I came to fight. You're even less material than I am, which I guess makes you lucky. You both know that I'd crush you. All those delicate little feelings you have. Maybe in the past, but after all of those conversations, it seemed to have weakened you enough to let me pay a visit. Vincent dropped the spell, which means we're back in our mind, and also explains why the French Quarter is so empty. It means that I can finally kick your ass.
I hope we're not too late. Aurora!
Dude!
Please let that be oil.
You're a vampire. You can tell that it's blood.
He hurt her. Took her.
It's not the only thing he took. You're still a murderer, too. I had nothing to do with killing Landon. That was all you. I am you. And you were the worst parts of me. Every mistake, every doubt, every bad impulse. And let's talk about who you are. Is someone who's always gonna need me, who won't admit it, and will never be in control. Because, like I said, I'm the strong one. If that were true, that probably would hurt. Only Red Oak can kill the Tri-Bred, remember? And if you were in control of our mind right now, you'd have some instead of me. Why won't you just go away? Because I am my father's daughter, not you. And today reminded me of how much he and my family love and have sacrificed for me. I have to be worth that, and I won't be if I keep letting you set the world on fire instead of living up to what you were meant to be. You're just a phase, and in case you haven't noticed, I'm over it.
It's a weird section to get her humanity back. But you know what? I'm gonna say I'm so unbelievably thankful that it was her family that did it.
What are you doing?
Emptying out my liquor cabinet.
Oh, you shaved.
Guess whoever stopped by made an impact on more than just.
I was just thinking about how he had a beard, how long he's had a beard for.
But here's hoping I never have to see him again. Elizabeth.
This is Jen, my friend. She said I should come home, talk to you. Which was a mistake. I'll add it to the list. We should go.
No, wait. MG, help me.
Did you really think you'd get rid of me that easily? I wouldn't be so cocky. I just kicked your ass. Which means I am the only one who can see or hear you now. You may be back in your body, but believe me, the war between us isn't over.
Why? Alrighty, well that was Legacies Season 4, Episode 15. I'm so thankful that her humanity was turned on through her family and not Landon. That I'm just so happy for. So I have some issues with it though. I don't like that they're treating Humanity Hope and No Humanity Hope as two completely different people. That's not the way. This isn't an Angel and Angela situation. This is a humanity switch. This has been established throughout the entire universe. So the idea of like her saying you may be back in your body now, as though that she wasn't in her body, rather than it being a switch, I'm not a fan of. But oh my god, it was so nice to see everyone. We talked about this like several episodes ago. I was like, there's no way that they would get like multiple characters back. Like, and then we saw like Rebecca and it was like, oh my god, you know, that was awesome. And then we saw fucking Freya, and then Marcel, and then we get Cole. Oh my god, that's her whole family. I loved it. They didn't explain why Freya disappeared though. That was still unexplained. So Ben, why am I calling him Ben? Prometheus! So Prometheus just betrayed everyone. Dude, I thought you got a new boyfriend. What's going on? I think there may have been a bit too many storylines going on in this episode. Because, like, I think there was 4 individual stories. Maybe 5. It might have been a bit too crammed, I think. I feel like it was a little crammed. I would have liked to have just had a whole episode of New Orleans and Hope getting her humanity back properly. I don't like the idea of her I don't know, that's weird. I feel like that's not part of the established continuity. I feel like that's just a way to keep a sarcastic version of her around, I guess. It was so lovely to see Michaelsons again. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.